Ye boys, ye back, ye town.
I got so many questions. I have so
Ye boys are back into. I haven't done this in so long. I'm gonna do it right now. For the one time. Drop a level up for your boy.
oh no, oh no, you have all the old ones, brother.
They're HD variants, technically. It's the remaster edition.
HD.
They're HD variants. You think I'm playing? Look, hold up. I even got for the one time. Biz is out there in the world somewhere. Give him a level down.
Biz woke up out of his sleep just now.
Yeah, probably, right?
He's supposed to.
Probably. There's a disturbance in the force. I don't know why I make him talk like that. Anyway, we are back. Hey, everybody. Not a bad intro. Right?
Indeed.
Yeah. Working on it, cutting it up, and trying to get it all proper. Still needs some tweaking. I mean, I'm not
Mhm.
Heat, so my engineering skills aren't the greatest. But hey,
Don't get dirty
everybody,
anyway.
your boys are back in town. I am Burger. I'm joined by my wonderful co-host Bondo Bonds is here, and we have another episode of a bunch of cool things to talk about. Maybe some not
Indeed.
so cool. A lot of stuff is going on. If you thought before you were broke, man, you haven't felt nothing yet. We're gonna get into all the news. We're gonna get into all the information. But we are going to start with our gaming history moment. It
Woo.
is June 23rd, 2026. And today in gaming history, 1996, your boy was only 3 at this point of his life.
I didn't even
30
exist yet.
years ago, Japan launched the greatest game ever. Some people may argue. I think it's up there of like just games that made an impact. Super Mario
You think it's
64
like one of
or
the greatest games of all time?
Mario 64? I mean, yeah, I mean, even if you don't play Mario, you have to like it's like someone saying like, "Oh, even if you don't play Zelda, you have to know what that did for like the gaming world."
Yeah.
Right? Like people like YouTubers today have made complete channels just on that franchise alone. And they're still talking about games that came out 25, 20 years ago. So yeah, I think it's up there for contender for a game of like century just because of what it's done. And like when you look at these sales, you'll agree with me. Obviously, it was developed by Nintendo, came out in the Nintendo 64. It took 3 years for this game to make. 3 years they were working on this game. So from the time I was in the womb coming out, this game was in development. It sold 11.91 million copies. All right, which is crazy because Grand Theft Auto was probably going to sell that in like a week.
Yeah. Way back when this game came out, that was like a huge number, right? Now, like everything is so streamlined now, it's like more sales. Back then, that's a big deal. That's a real big deal.
Something also was cool to think about, so this game released obviously so this is back in the time where obviously Japan would get the game first, then America would get it, and then obviously the
Mhm.
European release would happen. Japan got this game today, June 23rd, but us on the States, we got it in September, which is actually pretty close because I remember a time ago where we was waiting like at least maybe like a year and some change for a game, maybe because it was a cartridge, it's a little
Yeah.
easier to the development. Obviously, we already know Miyamoto had a lot was the director. He worked a lot on this. Koji Kondo did the soundtrack and a lot of the other awesome levels. But something I think who don't get enough credit is Gilles Godard. He was the programmer, but he's the person that built the interactive Mario face on the title screen.
My
And
man, the
to this
stretchy
day,
face.
yeah, I mean, it was just like
Yeah, that man was
I
getting abused. Like, they don't give him praise. Like,
Brother, I think that is like when have we ever seen something like that as a title screen, like that interactive, in that time frame ever, right?
yeah, never. Yeah, not really.
and this was the game. This was Charles Martinet's, debut. Obviously, he was doing some, like, promotional stuff with Nintendo at this time, but this was his debut as the character. This is where we got the iconic, "It's me, Mario" sound, um, which
Mm.
is you know what I mean? Think about it, like, people still quote that soundbite. But some of the milestones this game hit, obviously, is the first 3D Super Mario game. It redefined literally, like, first open 3D platformer, first game to ever receive a perfect 10 out of 10 score from Edge magazine. Remember Edge magazine? When they used to
Damn,
do,
bro,
like,
made me feel
reviews?
old. Like,
Remember Edge, man? Remember Game Shark cheat codes that
oh,
used to come
man.
out?
Damn, bro, that's the cheat code books, bro, that we used to get, bro. Man, every book fair had one of those.
Now, this
We
might
don't have
make
none.
you feel some type of way, but people bought this game. People bought this console, which was $200 at the time. We could only wish and pray, right? $200 just to play this $60 game. Mario 64 was 60 bucks. Mm, mm, mm.
I remember a time. I mean, I guess we have to put in perspective, like, the currency, right? I know
Yeah, I
$200
mean,
way back when
obviously,
was, inflation and all
obviously,
that. Yeah.
yeah, obviously, if it would've came out in today's standard, it'll be like the equivalence of like 80, 90. Like a system that's 200 back then would probably be around like 400 to 500 today. And like, let's
Yeah,
not get
yeah,
it
yeah.
twisted. When the Super Nintendo released, like, it wasn't cheap, right? It was like 400 bucks. You know what I mean? Now, granted,
Mhm.
things were a little more affordable back then. But still, it was this game did a lot, right? People are still speed running this game. Like, there's somebody right now speeding running this title as we speak. Um, this game had the Luigi myth because remember, people thought the game was going to be co-op. It
Yeah.
was all these rumors that Luigi was in the game, but you had to like break through it to find him. It was never real, but it's just like so many things came from this game being released. But yeah, man, 30 years, man. This plumber has been saving Peach ever since. And to this
She
day, I
don't want
haven't.
to be saved.
Well, according to the movies, she don't care about him at all.
She don't wanna be sa I mean, yeah, I guess not.
You know what I mean? But to this day, I always look at it and I always wonder, what the hell was my man saying? So long, Gabe out like
Yeah, that's like
even
the one thing when
Charles,
you eat them. I'm like, that's
say long, Gabe Bowser. It's like, okay, crazy. Anyway, that is our This Day in Gaming History segment. Before we jump into our topics, we also have a little, it's tradition here. We have to talk about the FAT. And just like we used to do in studios, I got to play the intro, the HD variant intro. You don't know the FAT. Ain't this about a hit the pose?
damn, I ain't gonna lie, that W remix, like,
Ain't this about it?
Biz would be
Is
proud.
June 3rd, keeping the FAT spirit alive. Today's FAT was actually brought to us by Bandu,
Yes,
as
indeed.
he made the suggestion, what is your favorite generation of gaming consoles? And I put together a chart. It's actually kind of hard because I don't think the handhelds fit into a particular
Mhm.
chart because they just came out sporadically. But we have around 9 eras of gaming. This is what we're going to pick from. So the first obviously is the NES Sega Master System,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I wasn't really around for. That's that's my great grandmother's era.
Atari, like,
You know what I mean? Not really, not really, wasn't all that really thrilled to play. I mean, Duck Hunt is great, but you know what I mean? It wasn't my, oh man, I can't wait to go home after school and play Duck Hunt and shoot at this
oh, why
bird
you
that I'm
hating
gonna
on Duck Hunt, bro? Like,
It was hating on me
Yeah,
first,
that's
to be
crazy.
fair. That shit just never get shot.
Bro,
I
you
don't
ain't got
know.
the NZAP, bro. Like, what you mean? Like,
Like, that shit was inaccurate. Then we have the fourth generation, 1988 to 1996. This is one that a lot of people are familiar with, the NES and the Sega Genesis era, which I was part of. Those are
mhm.
my first systems. My brother owned both of them, and they sort of was like given to me. Streets of Rage, obviously Sonic on the Sega Genesis, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario World. My bad, Mario. It was called Super Mario Kart
Yeah, it was some
for
Mario
the
Kart,
Super
yeah.
Nintendo. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Had the word super in there. Then we go into the fifth gen, where now the conversation gets a little spicy. This is the PlayStation 1, Nintendo 64,
Mm.
and Sega Saturn era. From there, probably I'm debating you're gonna fall into here, but we have the sixth gen PS2, Xbox, Dreamcast, and GameCube. Dreamcast obviously didn't last long. This was Sega's sort of last like stand
RIP
before they fell
Dreamcast,
over,
man.
and it was like, all right, we'll just make games
We
for
give up.
y'all.
We just gonna make games, bro.
Like, we're done. Then we go into the seventh generation, which is PS3, Xbox 360, and the Wii, followed by the eighth gen, PS4, Xbox One, Wii U, and then I guess eventually the Switch. And now we are in our current ninth generation era, which is the PS5, Xbox Series X, and the Switch 2. Usually start us off, so I'll go first this time.
Mhm.
Mine is a little difficult because obviously I played the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask on the Nintendo 64. So, like, I feel like just because of that alone, I feel like what got you into gaming has to be sort of your favorite because that's what you have your most memories with. But man, I would be lying if I did not say what truly defined me as a gamer has to be the 6th generation. Like, you just can't the PS2, like,
Yeah.
Xbox 360 era is always gonna be, like I think that's my favorite era that I enjoyed because that's where I started getting online. It was just a new sensation to be like, "Yo, fuck you," and then, like, to turn off your mic before they say something back. "What? You wanna curse people out on the Xbox 360?"
I mean,
I
I
don't
don't
know what
really talk. I just be playing the game, bro. Like, I'm kinda like the silent dude. I'm like, "Hey,
I
fuck."
was a little gremlin, bro. I
Sometimes though,
was
if it get a little, if bro get a little crazy, then yeah, I hop on the mic and be like, "Oh fuck," but
Modern
like other
Warfare
than
2
that,
bring
nah.
out the worst in people.
Yeah, I'm saying like that game is just.
You camping ass bit like
I
that
feel
was
like
pretty bad.
I talk the most trash in playing Call Black Ops 2. I feel like if I play like a competitive game, Black Ops 2 is like I talk the most trash in that.
But I gotta give it to PS2, man. Obviously,
Yeah.
I had a GameCube before I had a PS2, but that's the first time I really Bait and Kaitos, was I played that for the first time on GameCube. Tales of
Mhm.
Symphonia, I played for the first time. My favorite wrestling game, SmackDown versus Raw, Day of Reckoning.
Yeah.
I even played, Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast before, I played the great Sonic Adventure 2, on obviously the GameCube, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. So I gotta give it to yeah, man, I have to give it to that 6th generation because I feel like the JRPGs that I experienced on that
Oh,
PS2 era to this day have not been like it has not
they
been
ain't hit the same.
recreated.
Yeah, they
They're
ain't hit the
not,
same.
right? Like PS3 and Xbox 360, don't get me wrong. They had some great JRPGs. Obviously, Tales of Vesperia, I really
It's very
enjoyed.
yeah.
Lost Odyssey, Magna Crater, I really enjoyed. But I feel like this is the era where we started getting a lot of like shovel and a lot of like, oh, okay, they
I mean,
just
'cause that's
kind of
when
put
the
this out
that's
to
pretty
put
much
this
the birth
out.
of DLCs, right? DLCs and network games that was like PlayStation Store and Xbox Live Arcade. That's like when all that pretty much
I don't
like took
remember it
center
being as
stage.
prominent. I don't remember it being as prominent, but I
I know
remember
Xbox
like
Live was pretty popular, right? The arcade with Explosion
Xbox
Man and
Live
all
was
those
prominent.
games. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Orange
Boom
Box and
Boom
all
Rocket.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
Boom Boom Rocket. Such a oh man, that game
Dumb
was
game,
fun.
but hey,
Yeah. But yeah, yeah, yeah. For me, PS2, yeah, I gotta go 6.
I was gonna go 6-2 though, so that's the thing. It's kinda like
Yeah, it's kinda hard not to give it to it, right? It's just like
yeah,
everything. Ultimate Ninja, like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
Tenkaichi,
PS2
like Budokai, like it's
yeah.
kinda like, come on, game.
Mortal
Beautiful
Kombat,
Joe,
Armageddon, yeah,
Okami, Resident Evil 4, Tales of Legendia, Dirge of
yeah.
Cerberus. Like, I'm kinda like, hey, I still love that game. Vincent's my favorite Final Fantasy
With
character, right? Gotta
with
shout out my
punk
boy
ass
Vincent, bro.
Azul, like
I first off, bro had the blick and he was going crazy. Devil May Cry 3, right?
yeah,
There's
DMC3,
there's like so many like iconic games I
God of
remember,
War,
like Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 1. That's Kingdom Hearts is I'm like, I'm thinking about it. Yakuza, I
Gran
think about it.
Turismo.
Burnout is kind of like, how can you really I would say that the sixth generation, it had so many bangers, and it was bangers on Xbox, as it had Halo. It had all of that. It's pretty much what gave Xbox like still iconic to this day. People loved Halo because of Xbox, right? Xbox made Halo such a big thing, and that's so prevalent now. And it's kind of like the PS2 has like God of War, right? There's so many games you can mention with the PS2 and like how popular and how iconic they still are to this
Sly
day.
Cooper, Jack and
Sly Cooper,
Dexter was
Ratchet and
born on
Clank.
those ties, yeah.
It's like, it's how can Spider-Man? Like, it's kinda like, how can you not it's like, come on, bro, like,
Yeah, I guess Spider-Man 2, that was
yeah,
PS2.
yeah, like, is Grand Theft
I always
Auto,
think of the
like
I always think of the one where you're like well, 'cause I had it on the Nintendo, I had it on the Nintendo
yeah.
64, which I guess was the lesser version of it.
Yeah, I know, yeah, some versions, yeah, that's like the thing, some versions was definitely different from each other, though, if you was playing, like, on, like, GameCube and Xbox and PlayStation. Some
I'm
games were just
already
a
at
little
full
bit different.
health. I'm already at full health. I'm already at full health. Get to the bank.
Yo, all because you had the messed up version. Hey, man, leave that man alone, like and plus even I was gonna say, like, even in that generation, you could still count the handhelds to be good. Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS, PSP. It's kinda like everything in the 6th generation was just overall just good, and it's kinda
Yeah,
like there's
but
nothing
wouldn't Game Boy Advance be PS1 era? Like a
I mean,
little
Game Boy
after
Advance
that?
came out in, like, 2001, didn't it?
Yeah, I think we talked about it on this here before we had to,
Yeah,
if that case.
it came out in 2001, I think. Pretty sure. But remember, the PS2 came out in 2001 or, like, 2000, right? Like, 2000, 2001?
Fantasy 10, man. I remember going to my buddy's
Yeah.
house playing that game and being blown away by the graphics in that game. I was like,
Dance,
"This
Water
is the
Dance.
realest thing."
I know
You
that's
wasn't
not
with Final
that
Fantasy.
no,
Like,
no, I'm talking
what? What?
no,
What
no,
the fuck?
I mixed it up. I mixed up
Get
the
that?
bro from Kingdom Hearts. I was trying these they sound the same, alright? You gotta get
No,
that.
they
They
don't.
sound the
No,
Tidus?
they no,
Yes,
no, they
they do.
no, they don't. What are we
"One
talking about?
more!" Yeah, I do remember that fucking jet. I do remember that damn voice line.
Honestly, for real, the PS2 era is so max and like half the people we watch today was born became gamers because of that game. Obviously, there is a level of like because I was I had Super Nintendo and things like that, but I feel like the PS2 eras was where you got to figure out what type of gamer you wanted to
Yeah,
be,
yeah, yeah. So
right?
they're
The
that
other
age.
ones, you were just playing games that everybody suggested. "Oh, you gotta play Super Mario World. Oh, you gotta play this. Oh, you gotta play that," right?
Yeah,
Then there were so many different options when the PS2 era came out, right? Xbox, just consoles in general. And then that was the true era of, like, exclusive, right? Xbox had Ninja Gaiden,
yeah.
GameCube
Conquer.
had Tales oh, yeah, I forgot about the Pooh Monster thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, PS2 had, Tekken and, a bunch of other titles.
Yeah.
GameCube had a lot of stuff.
Skies of Arcadia,
Yeah, 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 but that was
Eternal
Dreamcast.
Darkness.
But like I said, nothing will ever take away the place in my heart playing Spider-Man, like, and on the look, bruh, for the one time.
Why do you have that?
Bruh, come on, son. Fucking young people, that's y'all problem these days. Like,
What do
yo.
you mean?
I can't appreciate a fucking classic.
I'm not that as old. What do you mean? I'm literally in the same age bracket.
You wasn't around when I was playing this game, and if you were, you still had your finger in your mouth, like.
All right. Okay. All right. That's insane.
Anyway, well, that's our FAT.
Yeah. Time
Really solid
when things
choices.
were
Nice to
good,
look back on the It's nice to look back on those titles.
things were
All right,
good, cheap.
let's jump into our topics. Let's not skip around it. Let's jump right into the heavy hitting stuff. The Steam
Oh boy,
Machine finally got
brother.
a release date, kinda, sort of. June 30th is where it says, but it got a price tag, and we were debating about this for weeks and for months, and it is 1,000 buckaroonies.
Yeah, man, that's insane.
$1,000 and 1,049 for a fucking system with no controller. What in the LL Cool J?
It's funny.
It's not. It's not funny at all.
It is funny. It
I
is
kinda I
comically.
really
It
kinda
is
wanted
very
one.
funny.
Now I don't ever.
Same, same. I wonder what does this mean now? 'Cause the argument was that okay, get a PC, you could build one yourself, and it would be cheaper. And now that's impossible now because of like the AI and the RAM shortages. So
Yeah,
this
just
is
a
supposed to
1,000
be
is
the
cheap.
gateway option. And now that the PS5 and like the Xbox is going to be significantly more expensive now, and now the Steam machine is pretty much more expensive than all of them, it's kind of like, well, I guess that dream is dead. Back to the consoles, bro.
Well, I never looked at the Steam Machine as, like, because even when, like, back in the even when it was first announced, like, the rumors were very clear, like, this is not meant to be, like, an affordable PC. Like, they said this is meant to be around the price you would pay for a PC, which if we're being honest, yeah, this is probably the price you if you was building a PC from scratch and all you had to get all the parts, you probably paying about what you're paying, maybe a little cheaper depending on what GPU you're getting. Obviously,
Mhm.
if things weren't like super scalped and you know, like a 1660 super back in the day was like what, 300, $200, two, 350 or something like that. You got a power
But mind you,
supply
RAM
for
was
like
supposed to
80.
RAM was only like 30 or $40 for like a stick of like 8 gigabyte RAM. And now that's like jumped up significantly in price, like triple is worth now. So I mean, they said like
Yeah.
they released in the interview a few days ago when they announced yesterday when they announced it they like released like a press like thing
Yeah, I
and they
saw
said that like they wanted it to be around $700, right? That's what they
750.
wanted. And yeah, in the like 750 they wanted it to be that's good
And
enough,
that would have been
and it would make that would have been the perfect price. But, they said they have shortages, right, and they didn't really calculate how much rent they would need, and given the fact that everything is way more expensive now, I would honestly say, like, Imma be real with you, I believe that that $300, that's for that damn RAM. Imma be real with you, that $300 that's making this 1,000 something dollars is literally the RAM costing because everything else is more or less like, okay, SSD, you know
well, they're literally forcing you. Well, not forcing, I guess that's a bad way to you say it, but
yeah, force it strongly.
so you get so the console is $1,000 and 1,049, right? That's not even
Tax,
including tax, right? That's not even
and the
including
controller,
tax and no controller, and that only gives you 512 gigabytes.
keyboard and mouse.
In today's society, what does 512? Because I was thinking about this, right? We was thinking, especially when I was just thinking about like my favorite generation, like of like consoles. Remember when I got my Xbox 360, I had a 20 gig hard drive at the top of my shit. And
I mean,
that got
that
me
was
through.
big back in the day.
That
That
was
was
a
a lot back in
nice
the day.
size. And then I got 100 gigabytes because I remember I got the Final Fantasy edition. We had it at GameStop, and consoles don't get sold after a certain amount of time. They like fall down in like price. So I had my manager sell it to me, and I got it for like $70. I was like, I just want this hard drive. Um, so man, I was living good back then. But 512 gigabytes with today's games, brother.
Call of Duty take up like a good 200 already. Like, what are we talking about?
Call of
Like
Duty
that
alone is taking up 140. If you playing Red Dead Redemption, you paying 190, or
Fortnite. Like, let's be real,
well,
you could, bro.
you can't play Fortnite on, because of, the
I mean, you
well,
could.
you can. I thought the Steam machine was a certain like, a certain, OS system
No,
can
you could.
work
You can no, you can put like Windows on it. Yeah, you could dual boot it. That's why I was like, you can like you. It's like the Steam Linux is literally like accessible to the way you just dual boot. I have that on my Legion Go and on the my regular Steam Deck. You just switch it over, you dual boot it, and then you can play, play anti cheat games and stuff like that, like Fortnite.
Well, you still like I said, the conversation still goes about the gigabytes, right? Like, let's say you wanna
Yeah.
play Kingdom Hearts, right? And you get the HD collection, right? You gotta install that whole bad boy before you can play any game individually. It's not like it lets you ask, "Hey, which version do you wanna install?" Like, no, you're installing the whole
I mean,
shebang.
that's how. I mean, that's hey, that's just how the. Let's be. That's how the game is on console, right? It's kind of like you have to download the whole thing,
Yeah, but,
and then
like,
you just gotta pick, and then pick
at
which game you want to play.
least at least now, nowadays, the PS5 came out with what? 840 gigabyte or 850, it was always a weird number, but, like, 512 gigabytes is nothing. If you had a PC and you had 1 memory card in there, you had 1 HDD, and you only have 500 gigabytes, your OS operating system alone, like, everything that needs to be
Yeah, that's gonna
installed,
take a
you're
chunk.
only
Yeah,
really
that's
s
gonna take a chunk.
you're only gonna really start with, like, maybe, like, 400, right? That's
Yeah.
3 games, big bruh.
Hey man, you might as well beat them games quick as possible, and then move on to downloading something else, or you download some other stuff, like
move, move, move over to installing shit first. You know what I mean? Hell, here's to say you don't live in an area where you get strong, fast internet. Because I imagine the way that people want to get this is they want to set it up in their living room and they want to play games on their big screen, which you can't do with the Steam Deck. I don't know why people act like it doesn't, like they don't have a dock, but like
I mean,
obviously you're not getting the full frame experience. It just feels like, it's like, hey, do you want this 512 gigabyte for 128? Or do you wanna pay, like, $220 more and literally get, like, triple the space? Who would ever get a 512 gigabyte
that's what I'm saying.
version?
It's kind of like at the where you want the best, but it's at the point where it's because they announced this, right? And, given the parts and the specs for it, it doesn't even run as well as a PS5 Pro or a Xbox like Series X, right? It's running way lower than all that. It's comparable to a base PS5, if not a little bit lower. So it's kind of like you're paying double the price for something that is like 6-year old. It's like 6 years old in quality, and it's like way worse than an older console. It's kind of like, if you really don't have anything else to get, like, if you don't have another console or you just like a mobile gamer, right? You just have like an old PS4, right? You never transitioned from PS4 or like PS5 or Xbox Series X, right? You stayed on Xbox One and PS4. I could see somebody like that if they were desperate, if they didn't have no other option to get it, because like, then what else you gonna
Man,
get?
you better get a
But
NVIDIA
just might as well
Shield
just buy a console at that point. That's what I'm saying. You might as well just get you at like a PS5 or Series X.
and get yourself an Android box console,
Like the
and that's
performance
what I
isn't
got.
good. I was like I looked at all them damn benchmarks and I'm like, bro, you telling me that the PS5 runs this way better than, and you need frame gen for it. You need like upscaling and all that, which pretty much downgrades quality as well. And you need all that to run the game at a decent frame rate. You can't do 4K 60. Don't get me wrong. I can see this is if somebody's gonna buy it, right? Like if you didn't have anything else, if you're like if you want to collect it, like but to somebody who wants to, I would hate to say it, not chill PC all the time because I can see the benefit. At this point, gaming is a luxury. We don't really have we don't have the resources anymore. The economy is shit. RAM shortages are all over the place. It's kind of like we're at the point where it is a luxury, and I recommend you save, like, use that money for something else. You know what I mean? You can get it, cool, but I wouldn't recommend anybody to get it right now.
The
Maybe when
amount of
the
stuff
AI
you
bubble
can get
dies, you
if you
know,
don't get it, don't do it. You know what I mean?
don't do it,
I
man.
don't
It's just,
know if this is gonna be one of those consoles that they make a few copies and they never come back to again because, like,
yeah.
obviously it's gonna sell out, right? People are gonna buy the
Yeah.
shit regardless. So I don't doubt that. And it's not like they made a lot because you can't even really pre-order it right now. You have to
Yeah, you on a
basically sign
raffle.
up for a waiting list and then they
You are
send it to you.
you are in the lottery, bruh. Like, hey, if you get picked, you get it. If you don't, then you gotta wait. So it's kinda just like, hey, you screw regardless. I mean, who even knows given the fact that all these consoles and all these like the Switch, the PS5, the Xbox, all these things pretty much jumped in price as time went on, right? We're not at the point where we have the things are like our consoles and stuff are gonna get like lower in price, right? That happened back in the PS4 days and the PS3 days during that generation. Like what was that? The sixth generation and the seven, six, seven to eight. That was a normal thing because like as time goes on, technology get better, things get cheaper. It's not like that anymore, right? We don't really have that anymore.
Let's keep it real, bro. Your cell phone right now, graphically, can probably play some like amazing shit, right?
Yeah, yeah, but
I would
emulation, yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, hey, look, like this. What's the horse game called? You're a
Uma Musume? Uma Mus
the horse game. Like, stop. You can graphically, it gives you an option. It's like, hey, do you want to have it at high graphics or do you want it lower? And even if you put it on lower, it doesn't look necessarily terrible. So we're at a point where phones are playing games at pretty high levels. I got a
Nah, fuck that.
Android TV, NVIDIA Shield thing, and
Yeah, yeah, the
you know,
shield, yeah.
so there are options out there. I think a lot of people really wanted this to be that next thing, and
Yeah, 'cause we need
it's
it,
just
like,
not.
it was needed. It was needed, but not at that price, man. Not at that price, man. That price is too much, bro. That's rent, right? That's literally, like, rent right there that you're paying for. It's like, damn, it shouldn't have to get to that point. It's sad that it gets to that point. We know why it got to that point, right? Yeah, everybody knows the real reason why this happened. Even Valve said it, right? It's like, "Hey,
I mean, they're really
we don't have
honest.
a" Yeah, I
That may
respect them being transparent,
and
like, I like that at
that makes
least.
me feel a little better. The fact that they're like, "Yo, look, man, we wanted to release it at 750. We had no choice. We're sorry, but it is what it is. So here you go." And it's like, ugh, I
It sucks,
really
man.
don't want to pay 1,000. It's 600,
And
1,700.
it's not even worth it. That's what's like given like the specs on it is just like you're literally you're buying this at a loss. It's like you're buying it because it doesn't compensate for all the extra money. It's like, damn, where's my money going if it's not even gonna run like newer games like properly or like at a decent frame rate like a console? Like, what's the point if I'm paying double for it? It sucks though. As much as I like Valve, I'll be real with you. I was on board, but I could wait for the Steam machine. I could wait. If it gets higher in price, I'm well off. I ain't gonna buy more. I could shoot. It's crazy, man. Like it's rough, man. And if you want to get the best version, $1,300.
Yeah, that's too much money for me, bro. That's too much
Biz can
money for
afford
me.
it though.
I mean, hey, look, bro, that's
That
10K
Mister,
right
that's
there.
Mister and K right there. Put
That's
respect on
10K.
that man.
You know what I mean? What is a
Hey, you gotta
high?
call Biz. He probably might cop it. You gotta hit him up like, hey, yo, Biz, if you get this, you'll be a supreme gamer. If you get this, nobody can touch you. He might
Biz
get
paid
it.
more for his actual PC and did not use it.
I mean, that he just took. I mean, damn, you just threw that man off a building? Like,
He fell off himself. I didn't throw that man anywhere. He flew off himself. Well, let's talk about a game Kevin probably will never be touching.
a real
Not with his
exclusive?
loved ones, not with the people going on, not with it going on. Halo campaign
Real
to
exclusive.
play
Yeah, I mean,
split
not real
screen
anymore.
on a PS5. It requires a separate Microsoft account. Now, originally, I remember when this post got put out, and there was a lot of confusion
Yeah,
because
yeah, it
people
was.
thought like, oh, like you need to have like a paid account. And it's like you don't. You need to have just it just needs to be connected to a separate account. And Xbox has done this before, right? When Tom Clancy, Vegas 2, you need to have
Mhm.
two profiles to play that game, right? Now, granted, you can just be a guest, and that's sort of the end of it. Do you see more stuff like this happening? Like, for you to like, especially with like big exclusives, like, oh, for this to be on my
Yeah.
console, you gotta at least think.
The main reason is DRM, because if you sign in, they want to keep track of you, right? So DRM kind of like if you sign into your account, they pretty much know who's playing on your account, who doesn't have an account, and all that kind of stuff. So at this point, it's kind of unnecessary, man. Like it's just like if you if you're gonna add local co-op, you at least make it as easy as possible because not everybody just wants to go through all the work of signing into somebody else's account and like making your own account. You just want to play a game. You know what I mean? It's kind of like if it's online, like for example, if it's like online co-op and you need to sign in through like a server to play like a multiplayer game, that's fine. But if it's like imagine if you're playing Smash and you got to sign into another Nintendo account to play local. You know
That's
how
pretty
annoying
wild.
that would be? You know that how annoying that would be, like, if you had to go through all the leaps and hurdles to sign in just to play, like, with somebody right next to you. That's annoying, man. Like, nobody wants to deal with that. Like, we had GoldenEye, we had OG Halo, right? None of that even when you had online, none of that was really required. You just grabbed another controller, you plugged it in, press start to play, player 2, we up. Like, that is where that's, like, seamless and it's easy, you don't gotta worry about putting in your own personal information and stuff like that. And I guess they're doing this, like, to catch people, like, say, example, you're pirating it, right? If you pirate the game, if you need to sign in, you can't do local. Like, or let's say, for example,
Let's say you just didn't have. Let's say there was a bad, like, let's say me and you was playing a game, right? We're having a good time, right? And then this
the internet
big,
cuts out.
like, storm happens, and right now there's
Yeah,
no
yeah, I
internet.
already know, I know
So
where you're
now
going, yeah.
so now there's no way to verify, like, "Oh, we can't play on split screen no more because it doesn't know if you're the same person using the Xbox account." Like, that's not
Yeah,
cool. Not a
that's not
fan of
cool.
that. You know what I mean? That's there you're taking away what made couch potato split screen, like, so great. It was just
It's
come
supposed to be
home,
for
sit
the rainy
down.
days. It's supposed to be for those days, bro. "Oh, no internet's out. Oh, damn, bro, you just wanna well, we do local co-op, bro. You just trying to play Castle Crashers or something? Like, like, we ain't got nothing on, we might as well just do this locally." And it's like, literally the reason it's kinda like, like, that would be a perfect situation, but we don't have none of that no more. It's like everything needs to be signed in, like, the internet. It's like, "Bro, what the
Is this
fuck?"
a deal breaker for you, or this just a really, really big inconvenience?
I mean, because like if you like, I understand if you was like a Sony person, right, and like you want to get into Halo, but you never made a Microsoft account, right? Because some people don't have it. Some
I
if
mean,
you
that's
console
blasphemy
elitist,
for some, like, PlayStation heads. They'll like,
But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
"Me?
It's
Make
kind
an
of just like,
Xbox
why do I have
account?"
to do if it's on PlayStation? Why do I need to sign to a Microsoft account?
Because it's not a
It's kind of like
PlayStation game, it's an Xbox game.
I understand.
Like,
Yeah, I understand the argument, but it's kind of just like, what's the point of me sign? I'm already signed into my Sony account, my PlayStation account. Why do I need to make a and what I got to make a whole new account just to play local co-op if I don't have a Microsoft account? It's just like, bro, it's like, come on, like all of this is kind of unnecessary. It's like they're doing all this just to make sure that people play the game, but it's like if the game is good, bro, just let it do like local. Like ain't that deep. Like I never really understood that for local games, man. If it's for online co-op, y'all got it. For local, it doesn't really make any sense.
hey, man, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not happy
It's
about it
just
either. I personally want more co-op games, right? Just the idea of going to a friend's house and being like, "Oh, what do you have that we can play together?" And it's like, "Oh, cool, we can play this. Oh, but I need you to log into this, like, Xbox account," right? Or, "Oh, I gotta make this thing real quick that I've never had to before." That boo. What was the Penguin Z meme? Boo. Don't like it. Boy, I forgot what he was talking about. It was like, "All right, guys, first things first, I'm gonna spread my cheeks open and lay it all out for you. All right. Predators, I get it. Boo, don't like it. Stinky. Boy." I gotta find these clips. Yeah, well, that's the case.
hey
Well, let's
man,
talk about something fun, man. Let's talk about some anime news. It literally just came out today, so I would encourage you to make a
indeed.
video about this. But we saw
Yeah.
some gameplay for Xenoverse 3, 10 years in the making. The game I thought the DLC would never die. It really feel like a monkey paw with that game.
Here's to another
I
10
remember
years, man.
I
Let's
I
go.
remember looking at Xenoverse 2 and being like, "Man, they should just make DLC until the
Xenoverse
next
4,
one
man,
come out."
2036. Let's get it.
Oh,
You ready
man.
for it?
But
You
they
ready?
they they changed a couple stuff around. There looks like there's no there's no stamina, bar now, like, it seems to, like, all be
Mm.
related over to ki. How does it look to you? Or what do you like about how it looks? Did you see the
I'm gonna be real
full,
with you.
like,
I saw the full trailer.
okay.
I like the new open world area, like, like West City. Like, I kinda like the hub like, I like the hub world in Xenoverse too, because it was kinda cool. You can, like, fly around and, like, meet the different instructors and, like, learn the moves and stuff like that. Yeah, I like that. That was cool. It's like, okay. And you have, like, the chance to, like,
Toki
train
Toki.
with all that was, like I really like that, and the fact that they added, like, the new city. It looks like it's way bigger than, like, what we had in Xenoverse 2. Like, it's like a whole big city you can, like, explore and stuff like that. And the
I don't
combat
need a
looked
bigger city.
like hmm?
I don't need a bigger city. Toki Toki was pretty fucking big, man. Like, you know what I mean? And then you gotta remember, like
Toki wasn't that big, and once you was able to, like, fly around, it was just like, okay,
yeah, but,
you
like,
have the
that's
mountain
still
over
pretty
there.
big. I'm not a fan of that. I don't like having to go to a completely separate area to access certain stuff, and then, "Oh, I gotta to do this one thing, I gotta go all the way across this map." I like my stuff being, like, right there, like imagine if Takeout 3 was like that, right? To, like, play versus mode, you have to fly all the way over to the
But that's a
arena.
different game though. Like Xenoverse meant to be like an RPG, so I'm expecting to, like, fly around and do like quests and shit. Like, you know what I mean? It's like if that was just like strictly a fighting game, it'd be like, all right, that's kind of annoying. But, like, the whole point is like, oh, I'm living the life. I never. You could even fly in the game start. They gave you a power pole. They were just like, all
Just
right, well, you
that
ain't
was
got your
DL
license yet.
that was that was a DLC item, and you know it. Like,
But like you could like, well, they gave you like the Nimbus. Like they gave like a flying Nimbus. And it was like, okay, you don't have
they
your
gave you
license
the
to fly yet.
little
So
they gave you the little space skateboard flying
well,
thing.
they gave you something to fly on. Okay, you couldn't fly yet, right? You was slow as hell going around the map. I'm like, all right, this is annoying as
You
shit.
couldn't
But
even
then
really
once you
fly
get able
with
to
that, you
fly,
could only just glide.
you like glide very slowly. You just go slow. You had better time running. But like, you know, the combat looked really cool. I do like the fact that like apparently they're adding some sort of like you could switch. You can like use different like Dragon Ball heroes and like integrate them and like they have like different moves and stuff like that. That looks really cool. I guess that's like another way if you like using moves like Xenoverse, like taking your like different skills and stuff like that. All of it looked really nice to me. It looked really,
They
really nice to me overall. This is more Xenoverse. I'm down with that. I just pray it don't take 10 more years to get another one. All
probably
right.
will. I was gonna ask you, how do you feel about this, soul switch mechanic? Me personally, because I know where they got this shit from. It looks like just the thing from Dragon Ball Z: The Breakers, where, oh, you can
Yeah,
turn
when you
into
take
this
the
other
yeah,
person, you
yeah.
fight and back.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Not really a big fan of that personally.
The what
Kinda think
like
it's
I kind of
pointless.
I liked it because it's kind of like okay, I just hope that this doesn't replace us using, like, our own custom moves like we got in, like, the other games, like, that's the whole point, like, they're teaching you their moves, right, so you can use on your own. That was, like, the main reason why I really like Xenoverse, like, okay, I can just mix and mash and use whatever character's moves I want, but if they're doing this, I worry that if it's like that, then we won't be able to customize things like we used to do. Like if we're just gonna be strictly, okay, I gotta use Krillin now. Like I'm gonna use like Krillin set that I have to, I do that and I'm not able to like switch the moves out and stuff like that. That's what I'm really worried about.
I mean, you're right. I'm not saying here's my thing. Soul switch thing, not a fan. I like the cooldown system they got now for skills.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. That's fun. Where it's like, okay, you can use whatever move you got, and there's just a cooldown meter before you can use it again. I think
Yeah.
that's fun. The whole your partner comes in for a blast or an attack, and
Yeah, the
you could
assist, yeah.
probably do that a couple times. That's cool. Obviously, now your hair stands up when you turn Super Saiyan, which I think
Yeah,
was
bro.
the
People
biggest
was asking for
complaint.
that for years, bro.
I just
It
don't
sucked using like
understand
hairstyles.
where this soul switch, like, where was this, like, other than Dragon Ball Z: The Breakers, but even in Dragon Ball Z: The Breakers, who was asking for it there?
I mean, no, it's
Are
kind
we
of
gonna
like I
get
guess it was
another
just
you know what I think my biggest issue right now with this game, and not an issue, I don't wanna make it seem like I'm not excited, like I'm not, like, hyped up, but you had to have paid a ridiculous amount of money for DLC in that last game, right? what are we doing base roster? Like, it has to be, like, all those characters, right? But I
I mean, Xenoverse
cannot
always
see
had a
this.
big roster though. They always had like a
Yeah,
big
but, like,
roster even
you gotta
before
understand
DLC.
how many characters now this second game got, like,
I mean,
overall.
Spark is there ain't no excuse now. I mean, with Spark and Zero, they gave. I'm like, okay, y'all want to add this big old roster of Spark and Zero characters? Y'all better not scamp out in the Xenoverse 3. Y'all had all this time, all right? Y'all had 10 years. Y'all
I
know
mean, you
people
did
want
have time.
different characters. I don't want 6 Gokus. Okay, no, give me the 6 Gokus and then some. All right, this is Xenoverse. This is supposed to be a
Yeah,
mashup of
here's
all
10
these other
Gokus.
characters.
Here's Goku. Here's Goku when he was in the healing chamber. Here's when he got out. Here's when he fought Frieza. Here's when he was mad at Gohan. Here's him when Krillin threw that rock at his forehead for some
Goku
fucking
early,
reason.
mid, and end. You already know that's like the OGs. Like early, mid, end
You got
Goku. That's like a staple.
we got Super Goku now and
Yeah,
GT.
Yasuke.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Ultra
Like
Instinct. Yeah, UI. Go Sign.
you have to acknowledge those.
I just hope that it doesn't this like soul switching thing when you like switch the character. I just hope that doesn't take away from the entire like customizing and like putting your own process and stuff. I hope that's
I mean, I
just like
don't
an
think it's gonna
optional
do that.
thing. Like,
I
I
just
hope it's
think
like
it's
just like an add on. Like that keeps the game fresh. Fine. But
we'll
I'm looking
have to
forward to it. It looks cool
see.
to me.
I mean, it looks fun. You know what I'm saying? There's still some jank that I see with it, but
Hey
it
man, this.
still looks like Xenoverse. You know what I mean? Just a more
Oh yeah, well, nah,
more
I can't.
updated.
I can't wait for this because I just learned about natural selection, and I can't wait for him to play because I'm going to be watching. I am gonna be watching his
Stop it.
streams. I need to see
You
this for
cannot.
myself. This man is
That's the super Itachi. You cannot do that. All right. Like
what
he fucks all
what
his OC.
what is it? Natural selection, something perfection.
Natural selection, the perfection, something.
I don't know. Whoever that guy is, I need to watch his videos because I'm
No, you
like,
don't.
this
No, you
dude
don't.
is
No, you don't.
funny. I need to see him on Xenoverse 3, bro. That's all I need. I need to see him skill
There's a
quit. I need to
reason.
see him rage quit,
There's a
bro.
reason. Perfection, the natural selection, Lord Paragon himself.
Perfection, the natural selection. Okay.
Dragon Ball fandom
Why did I
Wikipedia.
not know about this guy earlier, man? Oh, I missed the good stuff.
Hold up, I got his wiki page up.
Shit.
So this is his hit personality. A false hero, infidelity, petty, egotistic. Oh, why that shit say
Like a
stupid?
dick.
He only attempt to do heroic activities if it's to boost his ego and popularity. Hence why his ego gets bruised. Oh wait, damn! Well, this must be written by fans. Like this don't
Damn,
sound like the
this
OC.
don't sound like perfection. Like,
Because the slander hate train. When Paragon has been all he likes is attention, which I'm gonna give him right now. But honestly, it's just too funny to write about. Oh man! All right, well let's look at these notable feats he has. All right, I'm gonna name a couple of these because this list is long. And oh my god, I might not be able to say some of this stuff. I don't want this man to open up a slander case on me.
damn, are these good feats or bad feats? Like, I thought this was good. Ain't he a hero? A shitty one, but ain't he like Hancock? Like, maybe an
So
asshole,
here's
but
some of his feats, right? Job applications around the world speak about him in tight whispers. Rumored to be an Earthling that got his hands on the Dragon Ball and wished for a fanfic to be true. Rumors that his former name was Xavier Pace, one that has gone missing, seeming trying to have an affair with Bulma during work hours, only to be caught by Vegeta before the act. He fled the scene once once rumors has been spread. Inquired about Paragon's wish. Shenron revealed how dumbfounded Paragon's wish is. It's like this is crazy.
yo,
Like I'm still scrolling, bro. Like this is just like the
these
community coming
OCs,
together.
man, what is this? Like, they all contributed to the page?
Notable feats. Nearly died to a local crackhead with a power level of 0 on the streets of New York City.
Shit.
There's nothing about negative power levels. Canonically, fought against Yamcha in a one-on-one match in his imagination, transformed into his supposed unique form, alleged mix of every fanfic form, Super Saiyan 4 Verde, which is a mix of Super Saiyan 4 and Super Saiyan Blue but green. Despite all his efforts, he lost to Yamcha, thus giving Yamcha his first official win. Yeah, I gotta get off this site. This is
It's
this is
bro, why they do this man lore like that, man? He got sent.
they said, "Look at
Bro,
this
I
man."
don't know nothing, bro. I swear, dude, when it comes to OCs, bro, I don't know nothing about that, bro. But it is a
They say
spectacle to behold, bro.
his sin is existing. Like, that is his si he exists. That is literally his sin.
Oh, bro, I did not know his OC was so hated.
Bro, look what I'm talking about. These notable it's just people like, it's bad, bro.
Bro,
Like,
what the fuck? Bro, why they hating on mans like this, man? What did he do to make
he
these niggas so mad? Like, what?
watch his content. You'll be adding to this
Bro,
list.
I just saw the rage quits. That's what I was there for. I don't know nothing about this other lore.
Alright, this is like the
I didn't even know who bro was until a few weeks ago.
alright, his backstory. This is a sin. His backstory is confirmed as a fake ass shit, as it has too many holes and contradictions by Dragon Ball canon lore. Has refused to fix it. Such how Gine died on planet Vegeta when Frieza destroyed it. Gine is obviously Goku's mom. But Paragon's backstory claimed Gine left before the destruction of planet Vegeta, leading to his backstory ending up being I don't know what's going on, my man. Look, he sleeps with all the female Dragon Ball Z characters, all right? That is perfection, all right? That is who perfection is, all right?
Why is
Perfection,
he
the natural
per
selection.
perfection, natural selection, man, that's
All right, formerly known as the Super Itachi. Shit, I didn't even read this part. So this is my last thing, and then I'm out of here because I can't. It's not good for my brain cell. This
man,
motherfucker
so
got
I'm about to
infinite
go down this rabbit
losses.
hole.
He got infinite losses. All right. Lord Paragon, also known as Perfection, the natural selection, Xavier Pace, and formerly named the Super Itachi, is the weakest character in every fan fiction of Dragon Ball and fiction in general. His power level is said to be extremely low, that no one, there is no known method is capable of even detecting it. Characters who rely on Ki to sense their opponent's doubts, claims of his existence altogether because of his intense taste of having intercourse with plenty of fictional women, regardless of if they're married or not. He is known as Lord of the Incels and Cucks. I'm sorry. And the affection, the natural rejection.
Bro, bro, yeah, see, I didn't know. I thought
They said my man height is 2'5". Get the fuck out of here.
that's crazy. That is OC dirty, bro. I thought they couldn't do anything to OC lore. I thought
My man
yeah,
got his
yeah,
own
see,
fan page. And it's only like 4 or 5 of them. It's only Lord Paragon, 420 the Hedgehog, Eternal Black Hole Super Saiyan, Green Yamcha, and Obama. These are the only characters. Obama, also
Dragon
known
Ball
as the strongest
stupid?
human. He was introduced in the second 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai. That's it. There ain't a lot of data on him, bro. But you know who they got a lot of data on? You know who they got figured out? Perfection, the natural selection. His lord go deep.
Yo, perfection. Hey man, I'm about to go down this rabbit hole, bro.
Man,
I didn't know
that
the
is
OC lore got that deep.
crazy.
I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't know it got that deep.
That is crazy. They called my man infection the natural rejection. That is wild. Oh, fuck. Anyway, well, let's go to something that I know we're both excited about. They showed 20 minutes of Persona 4 Revival. They showed some combat. They talked about the story. They talked about a bunch of different things. Now, I will be the first to say it. I have not played Persona 3 Reload. I played a little of it. Obviously, I played the demo, so I'm sort of familiar with, like, you move around in Tartarus and things like that, but, like, that stylized UI that Persona 5 made, super famous, like, "Oh, the start menu. Now you're swinging over here. Oh, you're going to this menu. Now this thing happened." They sorta it's like it's all there. It's all there, and it's all on display. How do you feel about Revival? Would you say it's perfection, the
Natural
natural selection?
selection? I mean, I watched the showcase. I watched it on stream with everybody, and we
I
were
watched
all
that shit
just
in I watched that shit in Japanese for the first 15 minutes only to realize there was an English version. I was
it was
like,
Atlas West. I was like, bro, I was like, hey man, I ain't about to, bro. Where Atlas West at? It was right there, posted up. But from what I saw, it does look really good. It looks like they're adding mini games to it that we didn't have, like the fishing and all that stuff. Well, like that's pretty cool. They added a new combat mechanics apparently, like the baton passes and like the all out mode where you just do whatever you want.
All out mode do look be looking
Yeah,
they
that shit look ridiculous. I'm like,
they
what?
was like,
You
"Hey, yo."
just like I'm looking at that. I'm like, what the hell? So I mean, overall, it's like they added a lot of things from the other games, like a lot of the from past games they put into this one. It seems like that's just like a big amalgamation of everything they was learning over the past few years with combat. So overall, that
Here's
looks
my
good.
question.
Yeah.
Do you feel like now it's way too easy? Because Persona 4
I
Golden
hope there's
added
a
a
way. I
lot of
hope there's. I
stuff.
mean, I hope there's like a hard move or something like.
I mean,
If
I
they're
don't
gonna
know,
add
man.
all this stuff, because I'm used to, hey man, I'm used to doing a dungeon in one go. You feel me? I'm like, hey, stock up on NP items. You got 2 weeks to get all these social links up. We get into the dungeon one day and
Yeah,
we heading back out.
that's what
That's
happens.
the
All day one, and then you just do that, and then you
two
just
weeks
wait.
social links. Everybody getting maxed. So, like, and considering that, like, that was still kind of hard though if you didn't know what you were doing, right? Because you would run out NP healing items and stuff like that. So, I'd say if they add all this stuff in, like all these new mechanics and stuff like that, that seems like it's gonna be really broken. I hope there's just a way to make it. I hope that it's difficult in a way that the mechanics won't be abused. Like I'm like, okay, they make it a bit harder so we can compensate for like the new mechanics. That's fine. I don't have a problem.
Well, let's talk about some of the new stuff they added, right? So, obviously, one of the new things they added was the, knockback mechanic, right? Where you can hit an enemy and it bounces it into another enemy. I don't know if that does a critical to one enemy, but if a character has or if an enemy has a status effect,
Yeah,
you
status
can
effect. Yeah,
knock it and then, like, okay, now they
that
both
seems
have
pretty
that same
cool.
effect. I never really relied on status effects back then.
Really? I ain't gonna lie. Cause some of them, like the charm, some of it didn't work on most enemies, like the bosses, like the charm, and never that worked on like stronger enemies. It's kind of like the shadows, like the lesser ones,
Yeah,
only
no,
got really hit with status elements. Hey, man, you just focus, level up, focus on raw damage. That's all you got to do. Make sure you got enough MP, bro, to get the crits and the one mores. You good?
I was paying attention to the creator, right, where he was talking about the game, and he was like, "We wanted something to feel familiar for old fans, but
Yeah,
also, it doesn't feel like you're." He said that he played through it a bunch of times through a
yeah,
playthrough,
yeah. I
right?
saw this shit. He's like, I was like, damn, how many times you played through? Like,
He was like, it always felt like a new experience. Now he could be capping, but
I
as
mean, man,
someone
yeah,
who
that's that
played
marketing
Persona
right there.
4 and Persona 4 Golden, he has promised us it is a fresh experience. There would be elements that you enjoy. Obviously, they've redone all the music for the
Yeah, the music
game.
sound great.
All the social links are voiced now, like every single scene,
Stupid jerk.
which which I guess started with Persona 3 Reload, where everything was like
Everything
dubbed
voice.
over,
Yeah, yeah, doors. Yeah.
you know. I just wonder, like, how are they gonna tackle certain themes now, right?
Kanji and Naruto. Let's call it
Yeah,
what it
I
is.
think
Let's already
it
call it.
well, are they gonna play up the whole, like, Jesus thing with Namatame well, not Jesus, I guess his whole mindset was, "Oh, I'm this savior, I'm this, like, I have to
Throwing
heal
people at the
help these
TVs,
people."
like,
You know what I mean? Well, he um,
why he
to
eat that girl
save
into
them.
that TV? I mean, that's like the one thing I'm worried about because, like, a lot of Persona 5 got slack for like the beach scene and like, they got rid of that and they censored it in Royal. Um,
Yeah, they're definitely making
yeah,
Kanji
that's
like
that's like that was a big thing, right? So I'm kind of thinking, considering that both of these, like, let's be real, both of Kanji's and Naoto's plots revolve around like, certain themes,
sexuality.
right? Yeah, sexuality and all that, Kanji accepting himself for who he is. The steamy bathhouse. Everybody know the steamy bathhouse. Yeah, everybody know about that's like that's my favorite dungeon, to be real with you. But it was kind
That
of
is
like
not
I
mine.
wonder how they're gonna deal with that. It's kind of like what they're gonna do to because all that was like really important to like his story, so it made sense. It wasn't just there for like spectacle. I know it was like a shock value to it, but it was cohesive to his story and as well as Naoto's like accepting the fact that she was like, she can be a girl, right? And she can just accept who she is. She don't have to be a guy to conform to.
Well,
I wonder
and
how they're going to handle that. I wonder like what
that's
are
the
they gonna
thing,
do
right?
to you know?
I really don't want them to add in today's modern standards into these games because you gotta remember these
Yeah.
games story-wise, like, this story takes back in, like, 2012, right? You was still using a flip phone, so, the idea of a character being like, "Oh, I'm non-binary," does it wouldn't make sense in that reality because that's just not
Yeah.
something that was, like, as present there.
Yeah.
So are they going to change these characters more to fit I mean, even if you look back at the original Persona 4, right? Like, Troy Baker said that, "Oh, okay, like, the direction they gave him was that, okay, he was obviously gay." And then if you look at, like, the interaction between him and the Shadow, right? Like, everyone's follows the same trope, right? They don't oh, well, I guess I don't wanna spoil it for people who don't play it, but the
Oldest
mind
hated hentai.
I am the true leader of the geeks. That's not even a shadow. He's like he's like Masuo where he like became one with it, like they bonded, they became
Leave me alone!
but I want like when I think about it, is that in Kanji's case, his whole thing was that he liked the girly things, but he was afraid to show it because people he had this mindset of what makes a man, right? And
Mhm.
because of what he perceived of what people think what makes a man and what people expect of him, it sort of warped
Mhm.
how he felt, and, "Oh, I'm not gonna share the things I like." Even when he fought a Shadow, right? The Shadow was like, "Yes, I vastly prefer men." And then at the end of it, he's like, "It ain't about guys or chicks, it's about getting rejected. It's just about I just don't wanna be rejected," which is very different than what a Shadow would say. It's almost like they kinda
Yeah.
skated by it,
Yeah, he's
you know what I
kinda scared
mean?
over it, yeah.
You know what I
'Cause that it
mean?
doesn't change it. He didn't deny it. It wasn't like he said it just didn't matter. He didn't say outright no. It was kinda like, "Okay, you know that bro is probably bi or he's probably gay," right? But he's saying that, none of that really matters if I'm gonna get rejected. And that's what he was saying. But they didn't really, they didn't really put it out there for people. It's kinda like you have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
sort through it yourself,
I mean, he
like, they're like,
rejected it in the
"Okay."
beginning.
Yeah, yeah,
"Nah,
yeah, yeah. I mean,
hell nah, there's no way in hell that
hey,
you're me."
bro, we are at the steamy bathhouse, bro. Come on now. Like, but his story, like both of their stories, like my favorites. And I'm like, two of my favorite characters in Persona 4 is like Kanji and Naruto. So it's kind of like, damn,
They did them dirty in the anime. Them 2
I mean,
muscular ass men came up, but they touched my boy Yosuke and used ass. I'm out, dude.
I know a lot of people were saying it. It's kind of like, because apparently that Yosuke, they wanted Yosuke to be like a romantic person for
Yeah, I think
Protag, right?
he had some lines in there that,
He has
like,
some lines, yeah.
hinted at, like, a romance, like,
Hey, 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 hey,
socially,
let's do it. Hey,
but it was
let's
like
Kanji wouldn't have
it
to feel
was
alone anymore. At least, like,
I mean, but it was very, like, anime Japanese. It wasn't like,
yeah,
"Dude,
the
I like you."
translation, all right.
It was very much like, "There's this heat inside of me." And I'm like, "The fuck?" I'm like, "Who like,
Like, hey,
what?"
just say what's on your mind, gang. Like, that's all you gotta. Don't be
Just say you
vague.
wanna
Like, just say it. Like,
say you wanna kiss me, bro.
yeah, say it's Pride Month, bro. Just say it. Just say how you feel. Like, yeah, but like, given this climate, man, I don't know. Like, that's what worries me because they already did it in all the other games. So it's kind of like we just have to roll the dice and come next year, man, in February. If they do keep things the same, I would be so happy. I will buy another copy
They're
just
not.
because. I ain't gonna
I mean,
lie.
I'm clearly bi too,
Yeah, I was gonna buy another copy. Yeah, yeah, that's your thing, right? That's your box.
How you feel about the voice acting?
I actually it wasn't that bad. I could some of the voice, like Chie, for example, is kind of I know the OG, the voice actor, she's sad that she wasn't able to get the role because she's been with it for so long, and that's like her baby. But I would say that she's voice actor actually sounded not that bad. I'm gonna be real with you. Sounded I mean, I'm not a voice actor, so when I hear like the dub, it kind of sounds similar to me. But I know given you have like a lot more like refinement of like figuring out like whether or not the voice is being played by somebody more old. But it sounded good to me. Like, it was some differences, right? Like some tones like a little different. But overall, it sounded like it wasn't bad, not in the slightest. Like I wouldn't consider it bad. It was actually pretty good. Like it was like a decent performance for like new cast members.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad at all.
Yeah.
I think just people has a certain for me, not even Matthew Mercer, right? Troy Baker were like I feel like he embodied what Kanji, like, was for me, right?
Get
Just like
bent.
that like that brash, like goofy, like I'll go to the girls' tent right now.
"Don't worry, senpai, I got your back." I'm like, God, you ain't gotta do that. Yeah.
He's not a guy? No, big dog, he's not.
I need to see the nurse, man. I wonder what they're gonna do with the nurse, because you never heard the
Yeah,
nurse
yeah,
social
yeah,
link.
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah,
remember that, so she molested you!
she was pushing up. That shit said, "You feel weird after a long night." I was
Bro,
like,
I'm
"Damn."
saying, I'm like, I wonder, I'm like, "Bro, what are they gonna do?" Because she was like, "Oh, you're all on your own. Oh, you're cute. Here, drink this." I'm like, "What are you doing to me?" Like, I wonder what they gonna do with that social link. I'm like, "Okay."
I wonder if they're gonna let you wife up, what's that boy, Yuta's mom?
Yuna's mom.
Remember, the not the daycare worker, but she was I forgot what arcana she was, but it was a mom that you could be like, she was like, "Oh, I'm a single parent and, I'm so
Oh, I
stressed," and
remember she
stuff
had,
like that.
yeah, 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 I remember her.
I mean,
I
let's
mean,
let's
hey,
be
did
real. People are like, "Oh, no, Joker wifed up his teacher and this other person."
I mean, let's
Yu
be
Narukami he was doing it all. He wifed up
let's be that ma
grandmas. He wifed up every single thing
was
that
that
had a
grandma like the
pulse.
embodiment of death? Like, was it
I,
was this
and
grandma
I mean,
death?
yeah, before you pass on, real quick, let me show you why they call me the wild card.
Hey, let's be real. Let's be real. Makoto in P3, his teacher liked him, but she was like, "Nah, you too young. If you was a bit older," well, I mean, let's be real.
That shit was
Let's be
so
real.
insulting to me. I
Who
was like,
who didn't wipe up Kawakami at least once? I rest my case. Hey, you could admit the
I
grown
never
ups.
wifed
Sorry,
up
we knew where we were
Kawakami.
going to. Okay, like,
Well, it's like, now it feels weird to like,
yeah,
let me wife up Yukiko. It's like I'm old
yeah.
now.
That's
You
what
know
I'm
what I mean?
saying. Yeah, it's like,
But back when I was a teenager, I was like,
yeah, like back, it's like,
Yosuke
okay,
being like,
fine.
so, like, which one's more your type? And it's like, can I get both of them? Now I'm like, ew, dog. Like
That's why I'm
now
going right to the nurse. I'm like, hey, what's good?
I'm really, I'm really glad that in Persona 4 Golden they allowed you to like, it's like, all right, you're dating everybody. Who are you gonna spend Valentine's with? And it's like you choose to spend it with the boys. And then it was
Yeah,
like
with the
Yosuke was like,
bros.
"Bro, don't you got other options out there?" And it was like, this seemed more
Bro, I
fair.
got and Kanji was down. He's like, yeah, Kanji didn't have no problem. Kanji was like, yeah, let's chill, senpai. I was
Yeah,
like, yeah,
bruh.
W. That's why I'm like, W Kanji. I'm like, man, I'm telling you, I'm like, I hope they just keep the same. Like, if they keep all that the same, then it'll be pretty much like one of the perfect Persona games. Like, because that's what they pretty much hyping it up, right? It's like, damn, this full reimagining. This seemed like they did more work in this than Reload. You feel me?
I
Like, it seemed
mean
like, you know,
I think Reload so you gotta remember, right? Reload was the Revival is the beneficiary like, Revival benefited from going second because it got to see all the stuff that Reload did right and what people enjoyed, and
and they
it's like,
added it
"Alright,
in.
cool,
Yeah,
let's work on that," right? I mean, you can say the same thing about Reload looking at Persona 5, right? "Okay, let's look at what
yeah,
people like here. Alright, cool, now let's add those things." I mean, that's why I think Persona 4 was just so much better, like, mechanic-wise, playing with Persona than Persona 3, and I played Persona 3, like, vanilla, right? You couldn't even fucking control your teammates then,
yeah, yeah,
right? They were
yeah, yeah. It was like you only thing you do is get like a show like
I was like,
their
"Please,
actions, and
heal me.
you gotta set the
No,
strategy up,
stop
bro. You
fucking
gotta set
striking."
the set Yukari to heal, Akihiko to damage. You feel me? That's attack aggressively. That's all you can really do. I do remember that. It's
Bro,
just like, damn.
I remember Akihiko was part of my team. I was about to fucking die, and this man, all he had to do was just tap this enemy. They had, like, probably they have no health left. He just had to tap them,
He
but they
stat
were
boosted.
but because they was resistant to lightning or
He didn't
thunder,
do it. No.
he didn't do shit, so, like, I was like, "Oh my god, there's no way I'm about to die." That shit with the Akihiko, that shit said, "Waiting's part of my strategy." I'm like, "No!"
I've been
Like,
waiting for this. It's like, come on, bro.
no, no, Akihiko, don't you fucking dare. Hit him!
No,
Hit
that's why that
him!
made.
He did not
That's
hit
why
him.
his best friend died, bro. He didn't do nothing. He just sat there and waited, bro. Now bro dead. That's what
And
he
that's
did.
why to and that's why to this day I'm like,
I hate you. Why you gotta do me like that?
Like he like one of the sickest characters though. I love his design in Persona 4 though. Persona 4, P4 Arena. He got the cape on. I'm like, oh yeah, he looks sick.
"You look
I'm
like
looking
more of a
forward to the
Street Fighter
P4
character."
revival.
You know what's crazy? It's like Persona 4 Arrival was here, right? And already I'm like, man, I wonder what they're gonna do with the Persona 3 section of that game where you like go back to the school. Like, I wonder if they're gonna
Yeah, yeah. It's like, yeah, where are they gonna?
you know what I mean? Just saying, like, this could be the perfect time to, I don't know, have some certain interactions. Maybe, you see Yukari like
Older Yukari.
with the
Yeah, with the
Featherman
with the with the,
suit,
with the Power Ranger. Yeah,
or Junpei's walking in the
being a
background. He got his
coach.
little baseball gear on. I don't know. I want to see it. I'm excited. I will say that when you think about it, though, Joker, because Persona 3, you make that social link with that sick dude, and he's
Yeah,
passing
yeah, the dying. Yeah,
away,
yeah, in the park.
right? And
Yeah,
then in Persona 4, you talk to this old woman, and I am deaf. And it's like, all right,
yeah. I was
come
like,
on.
I know she dead. I'm like,
You
hey,
didn't
you
really
might
have a
power up.
social link like that in Persona 5, did you? Now, I never played Royal, so I don't know.
Trying to remember, like something that signified death.
Not just like none of his social links died on him or passed away. I mean, I guess Catchy, I guess, but can't really
I
count
mean, yeah, I
him.
get, yeah. It didn't seem like a lot of the characters. Yeah, I was gonna say most of them. They never really.
Is this the opportunity for them to give us a social link with Margaret? Like, is it a must now?
I think they might. The reason I say that is because I know Marie is like she was pretty much, but she was in Golden, right? So there's kind of like a given to have her, like, 'cause, she's part of
Right.
the
Well,
story.
this is a remake of Golden, right? It's like we're taking what everybody
So we
liked
can wife
about
up
Golden.
Margaret.
Bro, I'm trying to, man. Like,
Dorkun Elizabeth still up there, by the way. Mind you, bro just came back to life, got a remake, and he went back to dying. And now he got to look, and now Elizabeth
oh
on the
man,
moon trying to get bro out to this day.
that shit said your eyes are getting heavier. I was like, "Uh, as someone who's narcoleptic, I feel that.
You know what time that is? Like I was
So
like,
you
damn.
can't help it, bro. It's just like, fuck it.
The only pro tag that got a shitty ending, bro. No, 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 no. Dude from Persona 2 got a shitty ending too. Yeah, didn't he get erased from existence? Yeah, 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 yeah. Bro, he had a rough too. Like both of them did.
I mean, Persona. Well, no, I would say the Persona 1 protagonist, like, he sort of disappears, but,
But ain't he broken? Like, don't he got like the ultimate arcana? Like, ain't he like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Ain't he like busted? Like,
yeah, he's pretty fucking,
got the
like,
universe arcana? Like, ain't he broken?
if they if they really wanna bring back somebody like OP,
Oh no, yeah, he gotta be like a boss battle like in the Velvet Room or something. It would be cool to see like I would like to see them do like if these are successful, we might get remakes of like, Innocent Sin, Eternal Punishment, like all the
I think
Revelations
out of
persona.
all I think when you look at the sales that I think Persona 2, like, remember, we never even got the, like, Internal Punishment PS Vita version even dubbed over here in
Yeah, yeah,
English,
yeah.
right?
No,
So we didn't get any of that. We obviously got the PSP version, which was cool. That I
yeah,
think
yeah, that was
that's
great. Yeah,
what a lot of people played. Obviously, the PSP version is how I experienced Persona 1. And that game was hard as shit just because it was like, man, this is not Persona
and
3
this
or
is
4. This
going
is
through them ugly ass walking through them ugly ass corridors. I'm like, man,
good thing this music slapped though. Like, good thing this music is decent. But outside of that, I don't think people I don't want them to force the slice of life-ness of, like, what made Persona 4 and made Persona 3, like, really successful, really Persona 4.
Yeah, yeah.
Persona 2 is different, right? Because Persona 2 is like you grew up with these people, right? So there's
Yeah,
already an
yeah.
established like connection. It's not like, oh, these are people you're meeting for the first time, or these are people you don't know. Like these are your friends. Like you grew up with them. And you guys did this, I guess, crime back in the day, forgot about it, basically. That's basically what happened. And then, your Joker, I guess, is like trying to call you out for your sins. It's like, hey, you did this thing. Don't ever forget. I don't know, man.
I know what you did last summer, literally. That is
I'm
and you fight Hitler, bro. You know that man Hitler, bro. But she was ass. Like, is it like ghost stories?
I don't want to forget what happened. How can I forget? Guys, don't go. Don't leave me alone. Please, no. Please, no. No!
tag right there, buddy. That was a true pro tag right there, buddy.
Oh,
That's a
man.
true
Yeah,
pro
bro got
tag right
erased. I
there.
mean, bro got erased. I said, damn, that's rough. He got the Ragnar treatment.
Oh, shit. Well, at least Ragnar chose it. He was like, he was having second thoughts once they was like, hey, man, don't forget about me. Don't forget about our promise.
It's all right though. Rachel still know he there. She the only one, like
Rachel. Talking about Lisa? Maya?
no, not talking about in Blaze Blue. I mean, she knows that Ragnar still. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
actually,
She knows.
Rachel forgot too.
She did forget? Oh, no.
She forgot. She knows that it means something. She has this feeling she just can't like define it. I think the only
I know
person who
he's there.
knows it's like this sword and this jacket, like this was somebody important to me. I can't remember, but this was somebody important. I think the only person that remembers him was the dancer, Yame Nish. I forgot what his name was.
The dude with the spikes?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
The dude with the spike weapons?
yeah, 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 yeah. So that's the only person I know who remember. Anyway, let's close out our conversation with this last topic. This is something I found out literally, not to basically today, and I added it because I think it's important. As we know, we're both extremely excited about the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake. Honestly, I can't stop thinking about it because I have so many memories with that game. Now, before then, it's also very important to bring up that we've actually saw versions of what a Ocarina of Time remake would look like. This was I'm pretty sure you saw the clips of it. Like, this is Ocarina of Time in the Unreal Engine 5, right?
Mhm,
And
mhm.
it's made by one guy, and literally, like, every year he would add something. He's been working on this thing for 10 years. Literally one of the most impressive fan projects in gaming
Shame.
history. But, Kryzen, which is his name, Kryzen X, I think that's the full name. He announced after Nintendo announced their official Ocarina of Time remake, that he will be shelving this project. After 10 years of working on it, he was like and this isn't because, they sent him a cease and desist, although I imagine they would have.
Yeah, they
I
definitely
imagine
would've.
I imagine they would've, like, but he said that he doesn't, you know he trusts Nintendo to, like, he trusts Nintendo, right? They'll do it right better than I ever could. But a lot of people are, like, upset because it's like, this has been, like, 10 years in the making, right? You shouldn't, like, sideline something. Imagine working on something for 10 years, and then, they're like, "Yeah, you know what? We're gonna do this thing anyway," right? And it's like, "Okay, well, I guess I'm not doing" like, your whole identity is connected to this one thing, right? Like, I'm trying to think of, like, the perfect example of, like, what could work. Okay, right? Like Rhyme Style, right? Who is obviously a big Dragon Ball Z YouTuber, right? Obviously, he's branched out, he's done other things, but his main brand is connected to Dragon Ball Z, right? And let's say all these years he was talking about Xenoverse, right? Which is literally the game that I feel like he really got his name up from that. That's where like really like people was introduced for him. And then all of a sudden they're like, they're just like, "We're not gonna make this anymore," right? In fact, we're not gonna make any more Dragon Ball Z games. His whole channel identity would be, like, shattered. Now, granted, he's done enough where he can do other things, and he could still get, like, some type of notoriety, but imagine if he never released his, his first video, or he never released his, like he never got to blow up because of this title, and now he's just like, I guess I'm just going back to being a fan." I don't know, man. It kinda you know,
Bittersweet. You know,
it
it's
is,
a bittersweet feeling.
it's
The
some
best
people are
ending
like,
would be Nintendo would call him like, "Hey, yo, we sell your work. You wanna be hired as a contractor?" So he get it back. Let's see, that would be the best ending, being
yeah,
like,
but that won't
"Okay,
happen.
he did all this on his
That's
own," but that's not gonna happen, that's what I'm saying,
not
like,
even
that would
not
be.
even in not even in the downfall timeline is that happening.
I mean, I'm just saying, like that would be like a good ending, but it's kinda like the thing is with these fan games, man, it's just the thing is though, you never know when, especially if it's like a popular game, right? Like you never know when it's gonna be the time that they release something and then your work is put on the back burner because you know that, part of you knows that, they have an entire multi-million dollar company making this game, right? I'm just one person. And they would probably do a lot of things. Like, I understand what you mean because it's kinda just like, I'd rather have some people play, like, a complete finished and polished product rather than my fan made project. Kinda just like and why would I think that he might it's weird for him not to continue to working on the side. Like, I don't think he should stop. I think he should keep going because at the end of the day, it improves his work, it improves his craft, you know? And a lot of people are looking forward to it. So, I think that he should keep going, but I understand why he decided to quit. Like, it makes sense.
Do you think if Nintendo wasn't as brutal with, like, their lawsuits, he wouldn't have a problem with continuing? Because I think a large part of it is that
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%, yeah. I mean, because let's be real, like, now that the game is announced, right, we know that it's coming out. If they see this man working on this, continuing to work on this, eventually they's gonna cut him down,
pretty sure they seen him before, or I'm pretty sure they
but
had
now
to
that
have
the
seen him
game is
before.
announced, like, if he continues to keep making let happen, what if it's one of those things where it's another power situation, right? They don't wanna risk that, You saw how quick they went out their power, right? And it's kinda like, Pokemon, you're not really Pokemon is Pokemon, like, Pokemon is damn near untouchable, you know? Like, at this point, you know what I mean? It's not really that far-fetched for Nintendo to pretty much be like, "Okay, we're making this game, you should not make this anymore. We're doing this now. You don't need to do this no more. You wanna keep doing it, we're gonna see you with cease and desist," right? They do it a lot. They do it to so many, like, people who just made their own stuff. Remember the guy who made the custom controllers, right? That he really made his own
The
custom controllers
Joy-Con
from
boys
scratch. Yeah, and the Joy-Cons, like, custom controllers, none of it was Nintendo. He put his own place and stuff on
dedicated
it.
to
They said,
Etika, it
"Nah,
was like, "Yeah, yeah,
no."
let's scrap
You
that,
know what I
nah."
mean? So it's kinda like I do understand, like, he's probably just trying to dodge the bullet, He's probably like, "Alright, let me get ahead of the curve. Alright, let me just, like, nip this up in the bud now before I continue, and then I get hit with a bigger problem down the line." You know what I mean?
Man,
It
it's
sucks,
just like
but,
I
you
just
know?
wonder what can he do now, right? It's like you spend 10 years working on something. Like I not that I understand, but like I have somewhat of an idea. Like, cause I think about stand-up comedy with this, right? Where it's like I spent my life trying to get better at the craft of comedy and doing stand-up. And then I'm like, all right, cool, I'm about to do this big 1 hour show, like do this big comedy special. And then the pandemic happened and I just couldn't do online Zoom comedy. Like it just wasn't in me. And, I felt like directionless because it's like I spent all this time on one thing. Now I don't even have the thing anymore. What do I do now? And I sort of made a new identity for myself, which I don't regret. I mean, obviously, voice acting has been tremendous for me. It's helped me out. It's put me in some really cool, like, gave me some really cool opportunities. To anyone that's listening, if you want to listen to your boy, I am in Juan and Historia, I think. I just recorded for that not too long ago, so that was cool.
Yes.
Yeah, man, I got you, man, and they were like, "All right, bruh, we want you to be a worm," and I was like, "Shit, whatever y'all need me to be." Like, whatever.
And do you gotta do the "Wah!"
Nah, it was not cute at all. I was a big what's crazy? They played me the Shiryu, like the Japanese actor, and I coulda swore I was listening to shit. I was like, "Play it again." Play it again. Shit sounds like the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Like it's
Hey,
like
man, maybe it
you
was,
know,
bruh, like,
like, are they using stock animations? Like, all right, well, here I go.
maybe it was, bro, like, maybe he's like, "Alright, man, this is y'all want something wretched? Alright, bro, this is my best impression." I don't know, it's sad, man.
It definitely
It's a
is
sad
not having
situation.
a good time at all, but it bees what it bees.
At least they should give that man a free copy of the game or something.
They
You know,
absolutely will
like,
not. In fact, they will charge him for multiple copies because see, they took away
I mean,
his
use our
they
property for 10 years?
hey,
Alright.
hey, man, you try to build a name off of yourself, off of Nintendo's name. We might not have been able to patent that summoning mechanic, but we could damn sure get you.
Get
Like,
that ass banned. Like, it's over. Like,
ye life mean nothing more than fish in the water. I'm just gonna stomp you. You're gonna keep flopping back. I'm gonna seal up all the sinking ships on my, and you're gonna keep coming back. Why? Because you keep smelling the rum. You worthless landlubber.
so
Well,
sad.
it bees what it bees, and that's sorta ironic because that goes into our final segment, the Nani of the day, which goes to I don't know if I'm giving it to well, let me just explain what happened. So,
But this in your home this in your home state, huh?
I'm in Dallas. This happened in Houston, so this is a little different. But a Texas driver, truck driver, ended up sorta crashing, and he released millions of bees in a small town. It was in Orange County, which is, I believe, is Houston. And this semi truck was carrying about 400 beehives. It tipped over in a rural neighborhood literally like 2 days ago. It released millions of honeybees where they had to shut down the roads and residents were told to stay inside. Like, don't go out. It literally feel like this is a Goosebumps episode where it's like attack.
Oh,
You
nah,
remember
this is a horror movie, bro. Like, this is
You remember,
insane.
you remember, Archie's Weird Mysteries? And, like, at the
Yeah, yeah,
beginning, they would always,
Archie's weird.
"Attack of the killer bees!" Archie and his friends are got it caught out for him now. What will Archie do when he finds Attack of the Killer Bees? What's that sound, Archie?
Oh, man.
What
Oh,
is
damn, I
going
gotta
on
watch
in
that
this
shit tonight.
town?
That show was peak, though, let's be real. That was like Goosebumps if
I
you were
love that.
cool.
I love that cartoon,
Man,
man.
Jughead the GOAT, like
I love that
no, it's
cartoon.
good, bro. This is imagine, bro. Imagine you just go outside and you just see because it's probably dark as hell outside because you got 400. How many bees? Millions. Imagine you look outside. There's like a plague of like locusts instead of that. It's just bees, bro. And it's making the sky so dark because there's so many bees. I'm like, man, I don't know, bro. I'm allergic to bees too, bro. If I was outside, I would have been a victim. It would have been up for me, brother. If anything, this is just putting another thing on the list about why Texas is a dangerous state. And this is putting this down the list, man.
Well, they
I
did
mean,
say no bee stings were like it seemed like no one got hurt. Obviously, people stayed inside. But man, oh man, imagine going somewhere for work. Imagine being like, all right, let me get ready to get out and head to work. And then you look, you're like, what the hell?
it's just
Those a
like that one
bunch
guy who was
of
happy
bees.
as hell at the airport, and they just took the plane just took his roof off.
Took his whole top half off, bruh.
You just look outside, bro. You just see bears in your rear view, bro. I'm rich. I'm going back home after that, though. I'm be like, hey, this like, I ain't trying to. They could go through like the vents and stuff like that in your car, like through the air conditioner, the AC. They just fly in. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm calling out of work that day. That guy probably got fired though.
I mean, well, you gotta be real. You gotta think about it like this, right? Sometimes, like, things happen. And like, if anybody's in the most danger, if of millions of bees are released, they killing the driver first. Like they're gonna
I
find
ain't
him. They're
true.
gonna they're
True.
gonna
I mean,
find
that
him.
is you got a point there, but I feel like that's definitely like a penalty or something. Like you probably got suspended for work, or they was like, "Hey, you can't." Imagine how annoying that is, right? You're like millions of
Well,
bees you got to round up.
let's go to the report. Let's look at the actual report before we close up out of here. Let's go to the news.
Millions of bees are on the loose in a rural neighborhood in Texas. It happened after a semi carrying about 400 hives took a wrong turn and tipped over on Sunday night. Officials and volunteers are working to save those bees, and residents are told to stay inside their homes. No bee stings or serious injuries have been reported.
Yeah, that's the report, you know.
I'm
And hey,
lucky.
look
I'm
at the
glad
bright
nobody got
side.
hurt though. Like
Hey, they're
that's
trying to
good.
save the bees because I definitely would have came outside with a flamethrower. I'm like, they gotta go. Like, they gotta, they gotta get
Bro,
up
you
out of
killing
here.
the ecosystem, man. Well,
Hey, sorry, bro.
we need them to stay. We need them for the flowers, bro, for the pollen. Like,
Hey,
we
man,
need them
I've
to
been
make
looking.
honey, bro. Like,
I hate you! Why you gotta do me like that?
bro, you gonna wake up, it's gonna be nothing but bees outside your apartment. They would, bro. He burnt our people.
And to be
And they,
fair, I had to save myself. And if you saw what I did to your people, imagine what I'm about to do to you. let's be,
nah, they gonna
let's be
catch you
smart
slipping,
about
bro.
this.
Like, they
Let's
gonna
be
catch you
smart
slipping,
about
bro.
this, big bro. Like, they gonna catch me when I lock myself out. I'll be like, uh-oh.
Yeah, like, yeah, never. All you gonna hear is and that's all you gonna you're like, what the fuck is that? Like, I ain't bring my clippers with me, bro. Like, you gonna turn around, it's a whole gang. I mean, I know that bees don't really, they don't really bother people though, right? Kind of like they only bother you again like if you
I
like
mean, if
mess
you
with
got
them, they like pollinating and stuff like yeah, like
you got like 4 million of them, you definitely,
yeah, yeah, it's kind of yeah, it's over at that point. Yeah.
it's a wrap. All righty. Well, guys, that is our show. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us and uh, talking with us. This has been absolutely a blast. And I haven't done this in a long time, but I will say, of course, stay geeky and take care, my friends. I'll see y'all later.